RBA basketball, RBA basketball, RBA tonight.
I'm your host, broadcasting legend Bob Costas. Now, before we get this show out of port on its maiden voyage, let me just speak on a more serious subject. Due to an ongoing legal suit with the National Broadcasting Company, I'm obligated to tell you that I no longer work for NBC, and I'm in no way affiliated with them anymore. Now, let's get to our two-player analysts that we have with us this evening. First, we have with us a former NBA legend, Sal Rosenholtz, member of the 1959 Boston Celtics championship team, holds the dubious honor of being the only player brought up for Hall of Fame voting that didn't get one single vote, and for 6 games during the 1962 NBA season was deemed too drunk to play. Sal, how are you doing?
First of all, that drunk incident was not my fault. That was Coolsy's fault, alright? We were at the strip club, and he fucking made me do it.
We can't say that on television, Sal, but
I'm sorry.
You're a good guy. This is why I like you. And our second panelist that we have with us is a man who may have done more for this league than anybody in its existence.
Hey, he's a bum.
No, he's not. Actually, he is the commissioner of the RBA, Jeff Bonestale. Now, before Jeff was a commissioner, he was a player in the league, actually went to college and is the 3rd all-time leading scorer for the Middle Dakota State Vipers of North Dakota. Jeff, how does it feel to be on the show?
Feels great, Bob. Thank you for having me.
Fantastic. I look forward to working with this man. So now it's time for our weekly segment we like to call Around the Association. Just to pick up my... Whoa there, Sal. Got your legs sitting up on my notes there, buddy.
Easy, Costas.
Hey,
I hate your mother.
Listen to this guy. He's just giving me the
Ease
business
up,
like back in the
Costas.
day.
I'm doing you a favor by being here.
Anyway, so the first game of the week that we have to mention is Ezra Zimmerman versus Sam Pollock's squad. Now, Jeff, why was Sam Pollock's squad so much better than Ezra?
What happened in this game, Ezra's team was just not clicking.
Next on the docket for the evening of Thursday the 16th was Captain Des Mar's team, a very experienced captain, versus the young squad of Pete O'Dearno. Jeff, what do you think the championship chances are for a squad like O'Dearno's squad?
I think they're great. Matt and Jeff Wheaton have really taken control of this team.
Sal, what's wrong with Dez's team this year? A very talented captain usually drafts a fantastic team.
Well, they can't get more than 5 guys on the court at a time. You can't win games when you're doing that, okay?
Very true.
You know.
Good comment there, Sal.
They're
Good
partying.
job.
They're partying. You got to get away from that for a little bit, and you got to focus on basketball, because you're not going to win games. Right, Bob?
You know, you're the basketball player, so I'm going to listen to whatever you say there, Sal. I trust your opinion,
buddy. You will listen
buddy.
to everything I say, Costas.
Okay, the next game we have here is Baxley versus Craig. Now, the Baxley team, most people are asking questions about this team. Usually, their second-round picks, Eric Barrow.
I barely know him.
Very, very interesting team, Baxley.
The question I have here for you, Jeff, is John Craig's squad was ranked last in the power rankings. How do you think this team is using it for motivation for this season?
Oh, they're getting out there, and they're getting after it.
Aaron Zimmerman's squad taking down Chris Sexton's squad.
Yeah, they're always
very
winning.
balanced squad. What do you like about Zimmerman's team, Jeff?
The big man, John Mixat, in there, grabbing the boards for them. And Tom Fisher, he has really come into his own.
And it looks like here he had 22 points for that game, Sal. I'm not sure what game you were watching, but
I think they were all on breakaways. He had at least 10 breakaway points that game.
Yeah,
Overall, played a great game.
He's a good player. He's gonna.
And Aaron's really gluing them together.
Now, the notes I have from that night of games, the first 2 dunks of the season took place from Zach Messenger and Matt Wheaton. That doesn't happen too often in this league, considering it's majority unathletic white kids who probably can't jump past about 20 inches. Kevin Leonard blows open the scoring race against Matt White, who actually took down his all-time scoring record, netting 24 and 14 in consecutive games. 2 huge games for Leonard.
He was throwing up air balls in that first game, though.
Now we move on to the second segment of our show, the unpaid list, featuring players who haven't paid to get into the league yet. We'll move over to Mr. B-Ball, Mr. Jeffrey Bonestale.
Unbelievably, the 2 Wheaton brothers haven't paid, and as they're coming onto their own now, if they don't pay, you know the rule, no pay, no play. So, Wheaton boys, Iceman, you better pay or you do not play.
Thanks very much, Jeff. Well, I can't speak for all of those players, but I do know that the Wheaton brothers are 2 very talented basketball players, currently putting the league on their shoulders. And Harrison Pollock, I know for a fact, is making some of his money to pay for the RBA, working at the local circus. Oh, Sal, it sounds like your lungs are failing again, just like the rest of your body's going to in a matter of only 2 to 5 years now. Now we move on to a weekly segment we like to call Rumors and Speculation. Now, I have to say that most of these rumors are actually completely false. Most of them may not be true. But this is just the kind of things that we hear around the locker room as broadcasters being regulars around the floor interacting with the players. Isn't that right, Jeff?
That is right. To you.
The first set of rumors that we have comes from the state of Connecticut birth certificate department. It actually has come out that one of the set of brothers that we have in this league aren't actually brothers. Pat Beal was proved to be 54 years old earlier today, and Matt Beal only 9, raising wonders as to whether they're going to play on the same team for the rest of the year, considering Pat Beal is substantially too old for the league, and Matt Beal is still in 4th grade.
You want rumors? I got rumors. You wonder what Matt Hotard was? I heard yours truly over here gave him herpes. That's it.
Thanks, Sal. As those of you know in the RBA, Matt Hotard has not attended a game for his club this year. Which brings us to a more somber subject. Will Beckwith, the second-round pick of Jason Satin, has also not attended a game this year. Yet we here at the RBA know why. On his way home from work on July 9, 2009, Will Beckwith left his car at his house and was mauled by a pack of deer. A horn was found piercing his aortic valve, and at the scene, deer were found feeding on his body. Police officers say foul play is not suspected. And now we move to a special segment this week, a special surprise from President of the League, Aaron Zimmerman, one of the most well-respected players, played 4 years in high school, and has played all of the years in the Matt Turley Summer League. Aaron giving his very well-opinionated, well-informed power rankings for the week.
Hello, RBA. As head of the RPAD, Regional Players Association denomination, I'm here to list the top 3 and the bottom 3 and reasons why. Tottenham, 3rd team, Bonastelli, Kamish. You got Dave Milana, you got Will Gazzola, and you got Daryl Yankowski. In my opinion, probably the best 1-2-3 punch in the entire league. Though they've struggled up recently, losing 2 of the last 3, they still earn a spot in my top 3 of the power rankings as of now. Number 2, Joe, no big deal. Guy scored 52 points, 2-0. They lost 1 game. He lost 1 game last year to Maui in the championship. He's hungry. He's ready to come back. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't be in the top 3. Number 1 team should be Odiano's team, but you know what? It's called the Wheaton team. Jeff and Matt Wheaton have been taking this team over since the draft, in my opinion. They're 3-0, highest scoring team in the league. Though their defense is lacking a little bit, they're 3-0. They haven't been contested once this year. They make the top of our list. So to recap, number 1, Wheaton. Number 2, Wolf. Number 3, Bonastelli. Done. Now the bottom 3. This is where things get interesting. The 9 team. Though he's not here right now, but we are recording in his room. Ezra, my little brother. His team is 1-3. They've lost. The only game they pretty much won was when they played 4 players against Mar's team, which if Mar was there, I guarantee you they would have lost. So I'm going with Ezra's team, but you know what? I think by the end of the year, they're going to be in the top 3, because once you get Tyler Sampson and Zach Messenger on the same page, I think they'll be pretty dangerous if you can get them on the same page. 10th team, I'm going with Satin. They haven't won a game. They call a timeout when they clearly didn't have any timeouts to lose their last game against Sexton's team. What are you going to do? Fundamentals are all off. Bad draft. No offense, Satin. Terrible draft. Hopefully he doesn't see this. Terrible draft. That's why they're in 10th. The 11th place team, I got to go with Craig. They're 2-1, but seriously, this team is garbage. The last game they won was a fluke. The game they won before that was just lucky. The one game they actually played is when they actually played fully as a team. They lost to Sexton's team. Yeah, they beat my team. Yeah, they won a couple other games. No big deal. End of the season, this team is in dead last, losing to the second worst team in the consolation game. This is Aaron Zimmerman. I am out.
For Bob Costas and everybody here at RBA tonight, good night and have a pleasant tomorrow.